I'm going to say famous last words here. This is going to be a short addendum to a past video of mine, but of course nothing I say is ever short, except my patience. A commenter sent a very interesting comment that I thought was very important. This is a little bit more information on the idea of where's the gas mileage. The gas mileage is increasing much more now with the better weather, and I'm sure a lot of you are already seeing that with the warmer weather coming on right now. One of our viewers, his name is Matthew B., he wrote in his comments, during the Consumer Reports test, the Honda Insight got better efficiency in city and highway driving than the new Prius. And I had, of course, said at the beginning of my Where's the Gas Mileage video that if you really want the best gas mileage, get a Prius. More than likely, and I'm not going to fight this. I don't doubt it. Consumer Reports is fine. I'm not a big believer in everything they say, but I don't doubt them. They were probably driving an EX or an LX. Probably an EX model seems to be the sweet point, and you'll get better gas mileage with an EX anyway. I wanted to be a little bit more specific, and I thought I was in the video, but just in case you guys didn't get it. When I'm saying if all you want is your gas mileage, get a Prius, what I'm trying to make clear to you is the philosophy behind the way the Insight works versus, say, how a Prius works. The way I put it originally is that if all you want is gas mileage, and you don't want to have to think about it, you don't have to worry about anything, you just drive, you don't have to touch anything, you use your cruise control, you don't want to have to think about it, get a Prius. And I'm going to stand by that. And the reason I'm going to stand by that is because the one thing a lot of us are beginning to find out, especially on the forums, is that the Insight is very, very susceptible to the way the person drives. This car does not have the same aerodynamics as, say, the Prius does. It has more power. It has more sportiness. It lends itself to being more playful. Therefore, people are going to tend to drive it a little harder at times, accidentally or even non-accidentally. But what we're finding is your driving style makes a significant difference with the Insight. Far more significant than I noticed with the Prius. As I said, I owned a Prius for many years. It was a great car. I loved my little Prius. And of course, it's 2004. A 2004 Prius. It wasn't 2004. I owned it. And it got great gas mileage. But as I was saying, it got great gas mileage no matter what. I mean, if it was a windy day, maybe a little less, but not enough to make any difference. If it was raining out, a lot of hard rain and all that, maybe a little difference, but nothing to make a difference. If I was a little heavier on the pedal, it didn't make much of a difference. The only thing that made a difference is when I had a low tire. Then I lost 2 miles per gallon all of a sudden, and I said, what the heck's going on? And boom, there was a low tire, and I fixed it, and it was all set. It's not like that with the Insight, especially not the Touring. And from what I hear in the forums, it's also like that with pretty much all of them, the LX and the EX. The Touring, because, first of all, it doesn't have the aerodynamics as the Prius. The Prius looks like a wedge. Its design is made for the gas mileage specifically. The Insight, of course, the engine and the hybrid motor is designed for gas mileage and the lightness of the aluminum and so forth, but it still gives you a general average, a normal design. The Prius has an odd design or slightly odd design, a little more smooth aerodynamic, and the Insight, it's a fancy kind of Civic. So when I drive home in a lot of rain, heavy rain, I see a decrease in gas mileage in this car, even with the better weather. When it's windy, I see some decrease. If I'm driving a little heavier on the foot, I see a significant change in gas mileage. So as an addendum to that video, where's the gas mileage? Well, your driving habits is going to make a big difference in the Insight. So if you're buying an Insight expecting pure gas mileage all the time, you're going to get good gas mileage even if you're not a great driver. Especially if you get the EX or the LX model. At least get the EX. The LX is just too stripped down. Unless, of course, if you're really on a budget, at least you're still going to get the great gas mileage. But you're going to get good gas mileage. But if you want to outshine Prius's automatic or easily, and you can outshine a Prius in a Honda. And maybe I didn't put it I didn't say it that way in the video. Maybe I put it incorrectly and it kind of threw people off. And thank you, Matthew, for pointing this out so I could make this addendum to it. Your driving techniques are going to make a difference in your gas mileage in this car. So if you're really looking to hit that gas mileage for the best, you may have to change the way you drive. You may have to learn that your outside conditions are going to make a bigger effect on this car than, say, if you came from a Prius. If you don't want to have to worry about all that kind of stuff, if all you want is just the gas mileage, and you're happy with the Prius, get a Prius. The Prius is a great car. I love it. I think the new exterior design's better, but I don't know. I mean, I love Priuses, but it's not. But the inside is fun. Dude, you hit that sport mode, and sure, it's only 151 horsepower. That's like 20 more horsepower than what you're getting on a Prius. But it's fun. Even though a lot of people say, oh, it has more body roll, there are ways to make it better. But since it's based on a Civic, you literally can get yourself something with good gas mileage, and you can still sport it up and have fun. But remember, with that playfulness that this car has, comes some responsibility for your gas mileage. You're still going to get good gas mileage, but if you want to kick ass, you have to watch how you drive. A little bit more with this car than with a Prius. That's what I was trying to get to in the last video, and I think most people understood that, but I wanted to directly respond to Matthew B's what he said in here. I think it was a good response. I think it's important for people to know. Consumer Reports also hates the push buttons and complains about a lot of silly things, and I don't know. I'm not dissing Consumer Reports. They're making a whole heck of a lot more money telling their opinions of this car than I am. I'm not making any money. So, I mean, come on. I mean, I don't do this for money. But I wanted to point that out just a little bit more directly. So, consider this like a small addendum, 7-minute addendum, to the whole gas mileage discussion and my opinion on the Prius and how it relates to this car. You can get fantastic gas mileage. You can get better than Priuses. But it may take a little bit more work, or you may find it's easier to miss the super gas mileage as much as, if you're not careful. If you're not careful about the way you drive. You don't have to lightly touch the gas mileage. Follow what I said in the Insight Where's the Gas Mileage video. A lot of those things will help you. They will help you. They help me when I'm in the mood. But then again, I drive on cruise control all the time. That ain't going to give you the best gas mileage. It'll get you good gas mileage. I'm getting great gas mileage, especially now the temperature's going up. But I wanted to clear that up about my position on the Prius. Not a Prius hater. Love Priuses. I still think if all you're worried about is your gas mileage, and that's your main concern, you don't want to have to penny around or fool around, and all things being equal, you drove the Insight's nice, you think it's cool, but you like the Prius just fine, and the gas mileage is the number one concern, I still think the Prius is going to be the better choice for you. You have less chance of losing gas mileage based on outside events and also maybe a bad driving habit you might have. So that's my response, and I hope it's more understanding to everybody. Take care.